Hey guys, just want to talk to you about a cool product here. This is 1911. If you have a 1911, you can get the Mechtech Upper, right? And what you do is you simply remove your 1911 lower receiver, and it simply straps right on to this Mechtech Upper, and now you've got a gun good up to 100 yards. I mean, being able to send a 45 round at 100 yards is pretty impressive. So. But I was just going to go through a few things here. I've got these flip-up sights, right? They Colt Witness with my red dot. This is the Sig Romeo 4, which I decided to paint black because I'm an asshole, and that's what I do. Your action is right here. Let's see, round in the chamber. You know, safety over here. Like I said in my other video, always have that thing off. You don't need that thing on, right? But yeah, it's pretty cool. A couple things. Couple things. You know, with that. You know, your chamber around right here, it's okay. We're going to drop the clip. All right. See if we can get that round in there. Okay, rounds are falling all over the place. That's okay. All right. Let the deer pick those up. If you get them wet, that's okay. Put them right back into the clip. Okay. All right. So a couple things. You know, pretty reasonably priced. Pretty reasonably priced. This weapon. You know, like I said, you know, 1911. I'm pretty good with my 1911 up to like maybe say, you know, 10-15 yards. I can put it on paper, maybe 20. They got a long barrel, you know, and a couple cool things about the 1911 is it wasn't invented in 1911. It's got a beautiful grip, beautiful, just, you know, just a beautiful piece. And they invented it in 1911. They're still producing it. Sorry about that. So yeah, cool thing about that, you know, you're able to send a yard or a round way down range, you know, which is pretty cool. So you know, with the co-witness, you know, sights, you can do a lot of cool things with this. I feel like this has become kind of my home defense gun. You know, you can sweep through, and sorry. And you could sweep houses. You're going through. You know. Always don't want to have your finger on the trigger as you're doing, you know, test runs and stuff like that. Yeah, can you delete that, buddy? All right, we'll start over. Just make sure we're looking good here. We get a couple more rounds still in there, and you know, it's a semi-auto. You know, chambers the rounds nicely. Just an all-around, you know, you'd never imagine that you'd be able to send a 45 round down range as far as you can with this piece. And like I said, it's pretty inexpensive and pretty easy to do. You know, strap that lower receiver, and yeah, it's just really something cool. You know, cut. Sorry, I don't know what's going on, but if you could delete that, you know, I don't know why I'm going over this with the loaded gun. You should always be careful when you have a loaded gun. But yeah, so very cool. You know, we'll just switch. This is let's say basic gun safety. You know, you don't want to have your finger on the trigger, especially when you're talking about it. When you want to shoot, you know, you might have seen my other video, basic gun safety. I do try to follow gun safety. Luckily right now the gun is out of rounds, so we're not going to keep having those accidental mischarges, which is fine. We'll drop the clip, we'll reload it, and
just show us what it could do.
And we'll show you what it can do. I mean, it puts rounds on paper, you know, 40, 45 yards, 40 yards. I can really stick it to it. So round is chambered, and I just want to show you what it can do. Target's down there. So I got my red dot on it. I'm going to dim it down a little bit. All right. These shoot and see targets are great, because when you shoot them, you can see where you hit. I guess that's the whole idea with the shoot and see, if you will. But here we go. Very few times do I have a malfunction with this piece, but it does happen, especially when you get into different calibers and lower receivers and stuff like that, but it does happen. All right. One thing about this feature is it does not keep the bolt back when you finish your clip. So you have to, you know, when you feel that last you can kind of feel it on that last round. It won't chamber as well, or you might not just feel the weight of the round going into the gun. So it won't keep the bolt back. So in order to do that, you pull that bolt back and you pull it and you push it in, and now your bolt is back. So let's go check out the target, see how it did. And you can see there's a pretty tight grouping right there. I mean, we're probably, I want to say maybe 35, 40 yards out. But that's a tight grouping right there. It's just a little off site. So I mean, it's very simple to fix that and move it over a little bit, which you can do. Not really trying to do that today, because I think someone comes into my house, you know, I'm not going to be too worried about, I point and shoot.
Close enough.
You know, so, but one thing, self-defense, home defense, you got to be careful when you're using a 45 round. This is going to travel through the intruder, perhaps through your neighbor's wall and outside into the street. So you have to be very careful, and that's why a lot of people choose a 9mm for home defense. However, I like to make sure I'm going to seal the deal, and this 45 round is going to do so. As you can see, I mean, it's a lot similar to a slug shot on a shotgun. So, yep.